My name is Magic Baumgarner, and today we're going to be talking about oranges in the outfield. Let's go. This beer is actually a riff off of an old beer we made called Duster Posey, which was just an awesome, fruity, hazy IPA. We decided to add oranges to it. This turned it into the Colossus of Clout, the Sultan of Swat, the great Orangino, the Titan of Terroir, the King of Craft. Let's give it a try. This reeks of just an orange orchard. Very, very orangey, a little flowery. You get like green, fresh notes, a little pineapple. This tastes like the juiciest, most orange IPA you've ever had. Like fresh, pulpy orange juice that you'd get out of those machines they have at Jamba Juice where they throw the oranges in. But it still tastes like an IPA. The hops definitely come through. There's a little bit of like a green resinous character, some pine, and definitely some pineapple. This is definitely a fruited IPA, but it's not a milkshake IPA. This only has a little bit of orange juice to accentuate the hops and make this a super juicy black and orange beer. It's not black at all, that's a Giants reference. This beer is the brainchild of our former brewer, Nicholas Bartlett, who you can now find as the head brewer of an all-organic brewery in Oakland called Buck Wild. So go check him out. He's making killer stuff over there, doing some really cool experimental stuff. But he had an idea to use fruit in an IPA to kind of amp up the character. So the base beer is this kind of very orangey, but also kind of danky hop IPA with a little bit of sweet malt in there in both rye and golden naked oats. There's a bunch of Citra, Mosaic, Eureka, Equinox, Simcoe. So the hops run the gamut and you get this really clean tasting, orangey and kind of danky beer. Now the thing with using fruit in general is a lot of fruit tends to be kind of one-dimensional. So we also added sweet orange peels to this beer and recirculated the beer through the sweet orange peels along with the orange. Now you get, not only the hops give you some orange, you get orange puree, but you also get a little bit of sweet orange peel in the beer, giving you 3 different sources for this awesome, awesome orange character. So if you're making this at home, make sure to diversify your fruit. 3 fruits and you're out. When making this beer, we were originally debating about how much fruit to use, and it took us a while, but we kind of settled on less. The orange in there isn't necessarily meant to overwhelm the palate and make this just an orange juice beer. It's there to help enhance and amplify the hops. The way we added 3 different orange profiles through the hops, fruit, and sweet dry orange peel. We also did that with the grain bill. This is a slightly more complex grain bill than we normally do. We've got wheat, oats, rye, and I think the secret here is the golden naked oats. The golden naked oats are a little sweeter. By adding different kinds of sugar profiles, you get something that tastes more like a beer than just a beer with a bunch of fruit added into it. Quick tips for homebrewers. The base beer isn't that difficult. You'll see that on the can. Adding the orange peels, I think, is more beneficial to do it cold side than to do it in the whirlpool. Depending on your setup, you might extract some bitterness from these peels as well. And because it is a hazy IPA and orange juice can kind of be a little pulpy and provide its own awkward bitterness, I would say do those cold side. The fruit puree as well doesn't mix well with the actual plant matter. Try to separate your hops and your orange juice additions so that they don't mix. We have found that you get these really bitter and harsh compounds. The way we avoid that on our scale is actually recirculating it through the orange peel, which helps catch a lot of the hoppy bits. So what kind of beer is this? You can call it New England, you can call it hazy, you can call it whatever you want. All I know is that when we made this, we had some giants looking down on us. Cheers, y'all.